Al-Aqsa might be on the verge of changing forever. This is Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem, one of Islam's holiest sites. For centuries, Muslims have overseen and administered this sacred space, but under a proposed US-Israeli plan, that could change. Today, Al-Aqsa is administered by the Islamic Waqf, a Jordanian-backed body that since 1967 oversees everything from maintenance and repairs to staffing and religious affairs. But under the reported proposal, that authority would end. According to multiple sources who spoke to MEE, the US and Israel want to strip Jordan of its historical role as custodian of Al-Aqsa Mosque and replace it with a new body created by the Israeli government. They're proposing that this area right here be transformed into a multi-faith center and major tourist destination open to all three Abrahamic religions. Jews would be granted equal access to the site, and large group Jewish prayer would officially be allowed. Israel would also have a major say over the appointment of imams, preachers, and senior mosque officials, as well as influence over the content of Friday sermons, but also the streets and gates surrounding the compound, including this road known as Bab el-Silsila, or Chain Gate. It's one of the main routes leading directly to Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Western Wall, and sits close to the Christian pilgrimage route known as the Via Dolorosa. Israeli ministers recently approved the creation of an inter-ministerial team to examine the implementation of historic expropriation orders in the area around Chain Gate. Now, it's significant for two reasons. Firstly, this is one of the main access routes used by the Islamic Waqf, but Israeli authorities have now revoked permits for around 30 senior Waqf employees from the occupied West Bank, making it harder for the trust to carry out its work. And secondly, the route is lined with Palestinian homes, shops, Islamic schools, and historic buildings dating back to the Mamluk and Ottoman eras. Now the Israeli government is advancing plans to take control of properties along this road, saying it wants to create what it calls a continuous urban space linking the Jewish quarter, the Western Wall, and other parts of the Old City. Israeli officials and Hebrew media have described the move as part of efforts to strengthen Israeli sovereignty in the Old City and secure routes connecting Jaffa Gates, the Jewish quarter, and the Western Wall. Palestinians argue that the plan is aimed at Judaizing the city and expanding Israeli control over one of the most important approaches to Al-Aqsa Mosque. And for many Palestinians, they point to another holy site as a warning of what could come next. And that site is found here, 30 kilometers south of Jerusalem. This is the Ibrahimi Mosque in Hebron.
At dawn, in the cave of the patriarch, sacred to both Arabs and Jews, Baruch Goldstein opened fire with an automatic rifle.
In 1994, an Israeli settler, Baruch Goldstein, massacred 29 Palestinian worshippers. Israel imposed severe restrictions on the site and divided it between Muslim and Jewish worshippers. Today, 63% of the compound is allocated for Jewish prayer and 37% for Muslim worship, despite the site being revered by Muslims, Christians, and Jews alike as the burial place of the Prophet Abraham and other patriarchs. For many Palestinians, this is why the proposed changes to the status quo Al-Aqsa has sparked alarm.